What are some ways you can get healthy? One of our own shares lessons he's learning about attendance. We hear from kids back from a trip to see the Eclipse, and we pause to view the softball team. Hi, I'm Kobe Down, and you're watching Eagle Zone. Success in school can start as early in the day as your breakfast plate. A good diet can help improve your mood and memory, and also help reduce absenteeism, according to the CDC. But the agency reports that most children and adolescents don't follow the nutrition recommendations set by the U.S. Health and Agriculture Departments. Eagle Zone's Tristan Cunningham talks with a diet expert who shares some advice. Tristan?
Thanks. A concerning measure that involves a lot of us today is diet, and whether or not we have a healthy one. Diet is one of the most important factors in health, and everybody should pay attention to it. Kaylee Gampard is a dietitian with Avera.
So typically we recommend just like general heart healthy eating, or general healthy eating is more like a Mediterranean style diet. So lots of fruits and vegetables, lots of lean meats, fish, like those heart healthy fish like salmon and tuna, limiting like the processed foods and like the sodium content in foods and the refined carbohydrates. So your snack chips, popcorn, all those types of foods too.
And that healthy suggestion is different than the hearty meat and potato diet Midwesterners are known for. She says that those foods are acceptable but should be limited. And if you need to make some dietary changes, then she has some advice for you.
I think a lot of the times people try to make quick fixes, which is really hard and maybe not always the best choice for us. So instead of thinking of a diet and, trying to make a quick fix, I always encourage people to do something more sustainable. Make a small change that's going to be more beneficial long term.
And one small change you can make is looking at the nutrition label and actually paying attention to it.
I think most people are really unaware of how much salt and how much added sugar people eat in a day. I always tell people to read the labels on the back of foods, those nutrition facts labels, and really become aware of what you're actually eating. I think once people start that process, I think it's pretty eye-opening.
I also asked her about carbs because they often come up when people talk about diet. She says that they're often misrepresented online. She calls them an important source of fuel for our bodies and just encourages healthier carb options such as fruit, dairies, and whole grains.
Thanks, Tristan. Hydration is another important factor. According to the CDC, most youth do not consume the recommended amount of total water. Keeping hydrated may improve cognitive function, which is important for learning. Central's FBLA chapter can boast high honors after its recent state competition. Aberdeen Central missed the state win by 1 point, but there were 15 categories with champions from Aberdeen. Some of those were group categories. So in all, we had 31 champions in Aberdeen's chapter. Our very own Courtney Thornton is state champion in the public service announcement and digital video production categories. It's prom this weekend, and parents are still recruiting volunteers for the post-prom party. The party includes activities, food, and prizes for students who attend. But the PTA still needs more help on Saturday the 20th to make post-prom run smoothly. It needs help from 9 to 11 p.m. unloading and moving inflatables for setup. PTA is also looking for volunteers from 10 to 2 a.m. to supervise activities. Volunteers can sign up through Central's PTA Facebook page or through the contact information listed on the screen. Some students in Aberdeen are back in the class after this week from traveling to see with their families to see the eclipse. The total solar eclipse crossed North America, passing over Mexico, the United States, and Canada, but it didn't hit South Dakota. Eagle Zone's Jason Lopez Martinez talked with two sisters from Holgate Middle School whose family headed to South to take in the experience. Jason?
That's right. Last Monday might have just been a normal day for everyone here in Aberdeen, but these kids had the opportunity of a lifetime.
We traveled all the way to Mount Vernon, Illinois to see the solar eclipse. So we went to this airport and there was like this little lake and we sat around it and looked up and watched the sun.
The solar eclipse is something that doesn't come very often, with the last total eclipse in the US in 2017.
It's still a little sliver.
So middle schoolers Eritrea and Josie Cobbs took a family trip to see the eclipse. And once they saw the eclipse, It was something they never imagined.
So we were looking up, and then the moon, like when the moon finally went over the sun, like we had these glasses on and you couldn't see anything, and you would look and you would take the sunglasses off and you would see the moon over the sun. So you would see the moon and then like the sun around it, and it was like dark all around.
Even though they had a lot of fun and saw something that not a lot of people can say here in Aberdeen, it was definitely a learning experience, especially for a car ride that was cramped.
What did you learn from that entire trip?
That sitting in the car sucks, but that the Earth does cool things, and like watching the moon just go over the sun was really nice.
For other people to go next time solar eclipse comes?
Yeah, it was really cool and like something new to experience. Yeah.
What do you guys think? Would you take the opportunity of a trip like this? Because for these kids, it's something that they'll never forget. Back to you, Colby.
Thanks, Jason. Another total solar eclipse will show up in North America in 20 years. South Dakota is one of the 3 U.S. states where it will be visible, the others being Montana and North Dakota. It's no secret schools have been battling lower attendance since the pandemic. One of our very own joins us today for a story, or maybe more of a confession about that topic. Jabez?
Thanks, Colby. You probably have noticed I haven't been in Eagle Zone in a while. Actually, for a long while. That's because my teacher's mad. I've been skipping school, but I'm here to tell you it's been a mistake. Important people in my life have been talking to me about it, so I thought you should hear what they have to say. There's my school counselor, Mrs. Cooper.
And for you, Jabez, because you have been a leader in our school, it was pretty easily seen when you weren't in the building.
And of course, my mom.
You miss out on lectures, important notes that you need for tests and exams. You interact with other students and your instructors about it.
Who hasn't been happy about my attendance either.
And it all boils down to not being punctual, not being there at a timely manner.
Well, you know that really nice person in your life that can make you feel bad? Back to Mrs. Cooper.
For us, we knew you were capable of more. And we always believe in you. We just needed you to be able to make the change.
You know what? I needed to hear that message. And a lot of us needed it too. So let's just start showing up to school. And Colby, I heard you had a little dig coming at me. And to be honest, I deserved it.
Thanks, Jabez. I saw some pictures on Instagram saying, #GetColby-off-Eagle-Zone. I took my own picture. How about this for a caption? #GetJabez-to-school.
Wow.
We'll be right back after these messages created by media production students. Welcome back. We have results from all spring sports and a closer look at the softball team. Gavin Bitts joins us with sports.
The track team is back from Mitchell. We start on the girls' side where Taryn Hermanson won the shot put event and Sierra Frank won the high jump event. We also had a few strong finishers in discus, pole vault, and other running events. Now to the boys' side, where two of our boys won. First, David Van Veen, who won the 800-meter race and had a strong leg during the second place finish of the 3,200-meter relay. Our other boy was our anchor, Colby Dowan. He won the 300-meter hurdles and anchored in both the 4x8 and 4x4 relay teams that took second. Now on to Monday, where the track team went to Brookings for a meet and ended up winning multiple events. Starting with the girls, where they won the 4x1 with a team of Stillman, Lust, Fritz, and Reif. Medley team also won with a team of Altmeyer, Whitty, Withers, and Lopez. Then Taryn Nyman won the discus event, throwing a 111. On to the boys' side, where it's another win for Colby Dowan, and right behind him, Grant Fritz in the 400-meter. With a win in the second mile, Christian Wells gets it done. In the 4x4, the team of Larson, Beegler, Phillips, and Fritz, who had a good anchor leg to hawk down the leader. Jack Birch threw a 147-foot bomb to get the discus win. It's a strong start for the Aberdeen girls golf team. It tied for first place at a Harrisburg event, but fell to second after the tiebreaker. Boys tennis traveled to Pierre and fell 5-4 against the Govs. but the Eagles' first flight 8 player, AJ Prain, earned a singles win. Same with Josiah Grand Prix in flight 6. There were also a couple Aberdeen wins in doubles. The softball team fell to Brookings 13-3. Kylie Hoffman hit a home run for the first of the year for the Eagles. The softball program is still very young and only its second season here in Aberdeen. Eagle Zone's Preston Brake checks in on their progress. Preston?
Thanks, Gavin. The softball coach, Cassidy Neer, says the softball team is still in a position to keep getting better. With their first win against Rapid City, it has been a big boost for the softball team.
I know the girls will compete well, and we just keep telling them that we haven't peaked yet, so we just got to keep climbing.
Sophomore Kaylee Kiso says the team is expecting to pick up more wins throughout the season.
Our offense has stepped up its game a lot, and overall, our players are more comfortable playing together. And now that we have experience, we're doing really well.
Some of the things we're doing on the field and in our practice plans are just lights out. We're doing a lot more situational thinking, being able to adjust to different scenarios on the field, making big outs, getting out of situations where there's runners in scoring position, and just making those big plays, keeping the ball in the infield, not kicking it around. We're doing a really good job with that.
Neer says the team is also working to avoid messy innings that ruin games. That's hurt them this year, when they have been competitive but see things fall apart in one inning.
Just eliminating that, and I think our game outcomes are going to look a lot different.
Expecting our team to do really well and match up against other teams a lot better and potentially some more wins.
Kiso and Neer say that some of the girls formed a team during the off-season and joined a competitive league in Watertown. That was just one of multiple ways students prepared in the off-season.
Thanks, Preston. We will keep you updated on the team while they keep getting better and better throughout the years. We have another Golden Eagle who signed to go play sports in college, and that is Peyton Brust. He is going to go play golf for Jamestown University. Congratulations, Peyton.
Thanks, Gavin. This week, Braden Engelking spotlights social studies teacher and future Holgate Assistant Principal, Ken Hansen. Hansen has been a teacher for 19 years. He taught his first year at Simmons Middle School and has taught his last 18 here at Central High School. Hansen wanted to become a teacher because he really had some good teachers that really impacted his life. He also wanted to be a coach.
Colby, in addition, he has been taking people to Europe every even year since 2008. This year will be his 9th trip to Europe. He went on a personal trip in Europe in 2004 to study Nazi, Italian, and French fascism for a month. What is it like taking a bunch of adults and teens on a trip to Europe?
It's a lot of fun. It's why I keep doing it. A lot of people quit going on the trips because they're kind of don't want to lead kids around Europe, and that's why I like to take the trips. Taking the kids, and it's hard to explain to people the first time a kid walks into St. Peter's Basilica and I get to watch their reaction and see what I experienced back in 2004 when I went to Europe for the first time, get to see that through the eyes of kids.
And then I asked him what his favorite hobbies are.
I love to travel. I love to go to concerts with my wife. I love to go to the cities, go to sporting events. So travel is probably my favorite hobby.
And now for the question everybody wants to know.
Who's your favorite student? My favorite student? I truly dislike all students equally. I'm pretty consistent with that. No, I really like, I don't know if I have had a favorite student, but I've in all the classes I've taught, I feel like I've really formed some good relationships with kids over the years. But to say I have a favorite, someone would be offended, so I can't name that.
And that's all for this episode of Eagle Zone. You can watch our stories whenever you want by scrolling down the Eagle Zone section of the school district website.
That's aberdeen.k12.sd.us. We leave you this week with outside shots of Wiley Park. With Eagle Zone, I'm Gavin Biggs.
And I'm Kobe Down. See you next week.